That's it. I'm giving up on my router. I'm using my tablet hotspot. Here we are. Of course. Welcome back, Curtis. Thanks. As you can see, we've got Curtis back online. It's been a while. Curtis has been on break. And man, has it been nice. You know what? No, it's actually been a bit lonely here. I'm getting bored. It's just been me, Future, AFK Snowman. We're getting the band back together, guys. Well, so what is on today's agenda? Nope. Thanks, lag. Oh, what? Oh, come on. Well, today, I don't want to be in this storage warehouse. Nah. This place has been super duper fun, but I've spent the last 3 episodes working on this thing and the prior 3 months thinking about this thing. We're going to go do something else. In fact, you know what? I think we're going to take this off. It's been a while. I've had that doctor's uniform on way too long. Who's the best hider? Yes, Curtis is. Curtis is the best hider. I set up some project barrels here behind me, and I've already gone and got some materials ready for something. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these, and I'm going to bring a bunch of netherrack with me too, and I'm going to bring a kitty. Now, Pussifer is more of an outdoor cat, so I'm going to bring him along. All right, Puss, let's go for a walk. So what I've got set up over here is a little bit of prototyping for what I'd like to call Elytra Golf. I'm sure most of you guys know how golf works. This is going to be more like Frisbee golf. Frisbee golf isn't too much different than normal golf, except you use a Frisbee and you throw the Frisbee into a basket instead of a hole. And that's the gist of it. So this is a lot like Frisbee golf, except, there's no baskets or holes. There's going to be a pillar that you need to land on. Also, there will be ring obstacles. This looks a little goofy because I'll explain it soon. And the other difference between this and Frisbee golf is that you are the Frisbee. So the markings around this pillar is just for the setup. So I've got in this box all the supplies that we're going to need for this. I've also got a box of iron blocks. So the netherrack is going to be for marking an empty map. And then we're going to be locking the map with a glass pane. So currently, this is what our course looks like. You can see on the bottom right, that's where we have our target. In the top left is where we have our starting point. And then in between, you could see that we've got the ring shown. And I want to make that have like a little border like that, so you can more plainly see where the ring is. So in this spot, this is where I want to build a tee box and a bed. I'm going to put a bed in or around the tee. And then there's also going to be like an ender chest and some supplies and a map and some information. So this hole is going to be like the easiest hole. So we're not going to have much of anything on it. We're just going to be leaving it basically just like this. And we want to make sure to lock it because hooligans are going to update my maps. And we want the map to look like this all the time. So we lock it, and then we remove all the marker stuff. So I think I'd like these pillars to be probably this shape usually. I think that should be easy enough to land on and looks nice enough. And it is reminiscent of a Frisbee golf basket. That's cool. Yeah. And it is important that we see the post from the tee. You want to make sure that you could always see the post from the tee so nobody ever gets lost. But in case they do get lost, we still do have the map, which will be displayed here on a post. I should probably have it set up in place that you can see the arrow without standing on it. I'll experiment with that. I made a whole bunch of maps because I knew I'd be redoing some. And it looks like I've already got to redo one now. All right, let's check the landing. That's not bad. I like that. Okay. So now we want to put up a new target around this. Got a new map set up with the target. So now we can just tear all this down. He's fine. Then let's tear down this. So I put those blocks up on the top here because you actually get shadows when you work with maps like that. So when one layer is higher than another one, the higher one will cast a shadow on the lower one. So to get things to look nice, we got to make everything at the same level up there. So for this course, I decided to go easy with a diagonal loop right here as a straight shot between this tee and that post. But there will be other loops that will be aligned, straight along an axis. But then there's also going to be other loops that'll require you to fly through it vertically. All right, so for the tee boxes, they don't have to be all that big. They can be just something like this. And then we also need to make an information post. So we want it so people can see the arrow when they're up viewing the map. And we also want to be able to see the post from the map. So I'll be clearing some trees out probably. Optimally, I'd also like the map facing the post. All right, I think we're just going to have to live with it up here. Let's see how this looks. Okay, it looks pretty good. Well, I really wanted this map to be in front of the tee box, but the map marker is in the way of this arrow, and I kind of hate it. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to move it so that the marker is off to the side here. That way the arrow stays clear of the marker. Okay. That's not terrible, but maybe I want to put it over here. Okay. Yeah, that's doable, I think. Yeah, I hate this map marker. Now, apparently on Bedrock, you can craft a map that doesn't have this little map marker. This is not the player marker. This is the map location. But unfortunately on Java, we can't do that. And I think I'm going to have to get over the fact that this doesn't go straight up and down. It's going to vary. I would like to remove some of this stuff around the map post. That way it's easy to find this thing. And then we're going to be putting a sign underneath it. And then we're going to say hole one ring. Then we're going to say par 1. And I think that's all we need to do. So obviously this is the first hole. 1 ring. We've got that 1 ring that we need to pass through. And then par 1. And that means that we are expected to use 1 rocket. So if we give that a try, we're in the tee box. We're not allowed to touch the ground or anything. We're just supposed to take off straight from the pad. Then we have to go through the ring, and then we have to land on the post. Now, if we miss the post, it's just like real golf. You gotta take another shot. But you should be able to land on this fairly easily. It's not too hard. There may be some more difficult holes that don't have the iron bars, or maybe it has less iron bars, something like that. We'll have to see. But for right now, I'm digging this. That's pretty cool. So now if you miss the ring, you can go back and you can swoop through it with another rocket. And there might be some holes where you got to make a choice on how you go through the rings, what direction you want to take. It might not be obvious. I don't know. I don't really know how I want to do things yet. So get off my back. So I was going to put a bed in this tee box, but because this is a diagonal one, and I think there's probably going to be quite a few diagonal ones, I'm going to skip putting the bed here, and I'm going to put it over here. And then we'll have an ender chest. And for good measure, let's see if I remember to put a crafting table underneath. And there's a bed. Now, hopefully people remember to use this bed because it is spooky out here. And now I'm putting lighting up in this area, but there's going to be all this area in between on what's known as the fairway that will not be lit. So it's going to be, for the most part, this whole course is going to be super spooky. So you got to make sure that you sleep. If not to pass the night, at least to respawn near your stuff. So I think hole 1 is done. Yeah, this all looks pretty good. So let's give this one last little look over. We set our spawn, we check out the sign and the map. Looks like we're good to go. Then we'll take off from the tee box, go through the ring, and then we have to land on the post. There we go. Okay, so now from up here, we want to find a nice spot that's out of this map. And to do that, we probably want to go get the map. And then we also want to make a little trail from the base of this post to the next tee box. I'm thinking maybe we should go that way. That looks like the closest edge of the map. Okay. We don't want to go too far. So what we want to see on the map here is we want to see our little boat shaped thingy turn into a circle. And that means that we're on the next map. So I'll run past the edge and then I'll usually let's go a little bit further just so we know for sure. Cut out the bottom here. Are you serious? It has just come to my attention that I was not recording my Minecraft sounds. Why didn't you tell me? All right, so I think somewhere around here is where we're going to want to start our next map. And I want to tower up here and just kind of take a look. There's going to be a lot of terraforming for this project. I'm not a big fan of terraforming. Hole 2 is complete. So this one starts you off going north, and there's a ring up here you can see from the pad just around the corner of the tree here. With this one, you have to go up, around, and loop back to the target over here. And you could see, oh, I thought you were able to see the target here, but I'm not seeing it. It should be pretty much right there. I'll probably cut down a few trees because I'd like you to be able to see all obstacles from the tee so you can kind of plan your route. But let's go ahead and take a fly. This one's a little trickier than you might think because when you kick a rocket in, the Elytra has this tendency to kick you up after you've flown like, I don't know, 150 or 100 blocks or so, something like that. So I'm flying straight, and then it kicks me up right here. I'll aim for the middle of that, and you'll see me fly pretty much straight over it. Aim for the middle, and whoop, I didn't do that. I didn't pull up. It just does it itself. So you're going to have to kind of judge how close rings are, and if that is going to give you lift just before it. Let's try it again, and we'll expect the lift to happen. We'll keep aiming low, swoop through, and then come back around to land on the post. Now, if you don't know how to do that nice landing, what you do is I like to keep my target on the left side of the screen, and I do circles around it until I'm slow enough to swoop in. And then when I'm doing the landing, I hold shift. So that way, no matter where I get towards the edge, I can't fall off unless I'm moving really, really fast. All right, well, let's try this again. I'm just going to swoop in, keep the target on my left, keep getting slower and slower until we're ready to land, and that's it. Hold shift when you touch down. So I'm thinking the next place we want to go might be kind of that way. My plan for this is I want to keep it around the outskirts of the spawn area. And the spawn area is right over there, just out of the render distance. I'd like it to stay about this far from spawn and have it go that way and loop around spawn clockwise about this distance from it. And I'd like to kind of feature the land as much as I can. So I'd like to, we got a mountain over here, so maybe we can, let's have a flyby over here. Try not to lose our cat. Oh, this would be great. Yeah, we can fly through this and then have a target somewhere over here, as long as the map will let us, because we want to keep everything all within one map. Treat for Pussifer. So for hole 3, I've got things kind of set up real basic with scaffolding here. I made a lookout starting point. It would be starting from down here, though. And I've got 2 loops, and these ones are going to be going vertical. Well, the ring will be sitting horizontal, but we'll be flying through it vertically. So we're going to go up through this one, and then down through this one, and then we want to land on this over here. Now, I'm probably not going to nail it on the scaffolding, but let's see. We'll fly up through this one. And then, yeah, looks like we should be able to make it. So now I just want to make sure that flying through these loops is easy enough, or I want the course to flow nicely. I don't want people to have to do stuff that's not intuitive. I also got to be careful not to have everything all clumped too much together. I don't want to confuse one hole to the next. We're going to try raising this second loop up by like 10. No! What? What a stupid cat! Okay, well, I'm gonna need another cat. Oh, hey, this reminds me. Check this out. I'm sure everybody's seen the trick where you jump into a water puddle and it stops your fall. But have you seen the scaffolding trick? So we're just going to jump off with some scaffolding, spamming right click, and then we're going to hold shift so that we can slide down through the scaffolding that we're trying to place. Look out, dream. Okay, anyway. Let's give this another try. Now that we've adjusted the rings. So we're going to go jump through this one. And then we're going to fly through this one. And then we should have enough to get ourselves comfortably to the post. Nice. All right, now we got a target set up for the hole. I forgot to test it before putting the red markings in, but I think I can make it work. So you see up at the top is where we start. We got 2 rings in there and the target on the bottom left. Let's give this a try. We want to shoot up through the middle of this one. Oh. All right. So that should be a little easier when we do the real run, because the blocks will not be in the middle. We want to fly through this one and land on the target here. Perfect. Okay. Now we just got to lock this map in. And we are locked. Oh, no. I forgot to put the T-box arrow. No. I got to do it again. Yeah, that looks better. So here's our start. Go through the 2 loops, come back this way, and land on the target there. So now let's give this a try here. Let me clean up the netherrack here. You know, I'd never thought I'd say this, but I'm gonna have to go get some more netherrack. Okay, rings and pole should be ready. Let's give this another try. Oh, yeah. Easy stuff. Okay, so now for the next hole, I've already got it set up a little bit here. This is what I want to see between holes is a nice clear pathway that's lit, and it's got a decent amount of lighting around the edges of it, so no mobs want to track you down while you're moving from one to the next. Out here, though, you guys are on your own. I'm not lighting up this whole thing. Hello, puppies. What a gorgeous sunset. Go away. So for each hole, I want a little bit of challenge, and this one, I want it to be this. Making both of these loops kind of requires a little bit of precision, I guess. You know, if I just go straight through this one and expect to get to this one, it's not going to work out so good. Oh, what you got to do is you got to pull up a little sooner. So with this, you know, we're going to swoop in from underneath, go up, and we're going to get some height here. If you don't get your height there, you're not going to be able to clear that scaffolding, or what's going to be a ring. So, and then we land over here. So I think this is ready. Let's go ahead and build this up. I think I really like this landing here because it's next to the river. So I think I'm going to clear out a little bit of this and make a nice little riverside walk. And I think the next tee is going to be somewhere around here. All right, so I got the map all set up with markers. It's probably all good, but let's give it a test fly, and then we'll lock it in. Here we go. Go up through this one. Oh, yeah, see, I didn't make it. I did not make it. Okay, let's try this again. Pull up here. Then we can make it through that one. Cool. I like how this marker dangles off the edge of the map. Hole 4. 2 rings. Par 1. I think that's the last one that I want to do for this episode, but before we wrap things up, I want to give it one full run through. I know 4 holes is like nothing, but would you guys really let me end the episode without doing it? Oh, so I also dropped off these rocket boxes, and I've got one more left for the last hole that I forgot to drop. I think, you know, hole 1 probably needs a bigger stock. I'll probably put a barrel full of shulkers here. So I want people to grab like maybe 1 or 2, 3 something stacks of rockets before they come in here, and have nice clean stacks so it makes it easy to keep count. Anyway, all right, let's give this a try. Let's see if I can do this in 4 rockets. Here we go. Okay, we got 1. Good. Easy enough. This one screws me up sometimes. Stay low. No, no. See, I didn't get it. Okay. So that was 2 on my par. Here's the sign that I missed. This one is hole 3. 2 rings. Par 1. So far, these are all par 1 holes, but I do plan on putting some par 2s and 3s in eventually. How I want to handle that is you've got to make it through a certain amount of rings that would have depleted like a whole rocket, and then you've got to fire again intentionally. Like there's just no way you can make it through the whole set of obstacles with one rocket. We'll figure that out maybe next episode. Cool. And now, last hole. Rock box for you. And let's go. Yes. Oh. Whatever. No. And we make it. Gliding real slow. There we go. Not too bad, I think. I'm having a lot of fun with this. What about you guys? Is this something that you'd want to try? Let me know if you have any ideas. I'm not looking for a ton of different mechanics or anything with this. I think I'd like to stick with the rings and the post. I've been considering maybe we'll set up some posts that you have to go left or right around, but I think, that might be just adding too many mechanics to the game. I'd like to keep the game as simple and, easily gratifying as possible. And so far, it is proving to do that. However, the amount of work that goes into a single hole is a decent amount. I mean, by no means is it a lot of work to do one of the holes, but it's more work than you might expect for the amount of enjoyment that you get out of that one hole. So, I'm already done with this hole. So if somebody uses this course and they do that, the fun's gone already. So all I'm saying is I want to make sure it's balanced. But anyway, guys, this has been really awesome. I hope you're enjoying this. If you have any ideas or thoughts on how this is going, let me know. I love the words that come from your face. Don't forget to leave a like if you like, and subscribe if you love. And I will see you guys next time on the G.O.A.T server on our adventure to be the greatest of all time. On our adventure to be the greatest of Fall Down.